Good evening, everybody. You are live with Newt and Heather, and we are coming at you with the third of our in-depth expert analysis on draft picks. And today, we're going to give love to the big guys on the other side of the ball. And we are going to talk about our defensive tackles. So
hell yeah.
Thank you all. I almost said good night. I'm like, no, not good night. I don't want you guys to
thank you and good night. We're done.
Yeah. We're 2 seconds in and good night. So no, we're at a good evening. We're gonna have a good evening because we are gonna wow you with our expertise and our ad-libbing and our conjecture. It's a great time. It's always a good time with us. So I will let's get the introductions out of the way. I think, like I said, this is the third show that we've done, and thank you to everybody who made our last show the highest viewed ever. So thank you so much to everybody. Yes, it was so exciting. So
Heather's texting me like every other day, like we're at 3,000, we're at 4,000. I'm like, oh shit, this is wild.
I was. We hit 6,000, and I can't say what I said. I might have dropped an F-bomb or two, so I can't say that on the air. But I was really excited. So all I did was I texted Newt the number. I'm like, that was it. Mic drop moment. So
hell yeah.
So Newt, tell us where we can follow you and find you, and I will sing your praises again. You guys need to follow. You just need to follow him. Yes.
Well, so the app formerly known as Twitter, you can follow me at NFL Draft _Weston. That's what's going to be the handle in my tag. My website, Zero Tech Draft, which I just got merch for. How are we doing? And I believe someone else is doing merch.
I ordered it. You posted it. I did. I ordered it. So it's processing right now. Yeah.
Yep. So we got hoodies. We got hats. How are we doing here?
Yeah, I'll drop a link when I pin this and post this. I'll drop the link. I got the hoodie. I don't wear hats. I don't have the head for a hat. Yeah. The guys look better in the hat. The backward hat, yes. The hoodie, I'll rock the hoodie all day long.
So I don't make any money from it. It's actually from a really good friend. Follow him on Twitter, Accidental Zen. Will, he does a lot of stuff with Draft Professor, kind of behind the scenes. He is just so great when it comes to in the weeds draft stuff. He's talking about guys that are like 200 players deep on a board, and he's awesome. He runs this, and I worked with him, and the merchandise turned out great. So get you some Zero Tech apparel, and if you ever need custom apparel, please be sure to check my guy out, Good Merch. But yeah, I run zerotechdraft.com. That is linked in my bio. I have my prospect grades, which is pinned on my profile. That's where literally everything I'm talking about in this show is public facing on there. So that's where you can find me. That's where you can find all those things. Now, I feel like I have to do this every time. I got a Browns question for you.
Okay, I'm ready. I've
got this like super nerdy like dynasty league where we're drafting everybody.
Yeah, you're drafting. So guys, he's drafting like offensive tackles and guards. And
everyone.
It's deep.
Yep. Yeah. So I have the ninth pick out of 12 in the second round. And I can only grab NFL second rounders. NFL second rounders. Yeah. So there's like a system
wow, this
to
is
it.
Deep.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I can explain it like maybe another time, but like only second rounders. If Quinshon Judkins is there at number 9, and I get a chance to visit it later, is Judkins worth the pick if I need a running back?
Yes. Especially with the Browns' depth right now, they don't have depth at running back, and Judkins is cleared. They said he's going to sign. He's going to play. He's going to see the field.
Okay. I like where is the fan consensus on Ford? Is he just a guy?
We like Ford as a person because he doesn't cause trouble, but he's all right.
You don't see his name popping up for the wrong reasons.
No, that's what we like right now. But he's all right. He's definitely not an RB1.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I think if Judkins does, I think if Judkins, he's going to see the field on goal line backs because he's going to be your third down. He's going to be your goal line guy. We don't have that right now.
Yeah. And I mean, he was, I want to say RB4 for me. I had Caleb Johnson in front of him, but then but then obviously Omari Hampton and Genty. So I've thought the world of Judkins, Travion as well. This is such a fun class, but I've always kind of had that, like, Judkins, the way that he pounds the rock. I've always liked that running style.
Yeah, Ford's going to lose his with the rookies that we have coming in. Yep. Ford's going to lose a lot of playing time. So yeah, I like Judkins.
Unfortunately, yeah, but that's the way it goes.
It is. That's the business. Isn't that what they say? That's the business. Yeah. So I love this time of the year, though, that we're talking about it, and we're getting to. How cool is it, Newt, to see the kind of results of your big board? Like, you're watching these players now.
So Daniel Jeremiah, like, one of the GOATs. If you guys do not follow or like know Daniel Jeremiah's name, familiarize yourself. Like, he is one of the greatest in the industry. Okay. DJ was talking about on one of his podcasts, Torrey Horton, who I think he got drafted like 5th round, like early 5th round, or maybe like early to mid, like 75, like 70s for me, probably. I think he just snuck into my top 75. I was pounding the table for that dude. And like the buzz is just all about him in Seattle. And I'm like, hell yeah. And
I've heard good things about him. Like, oh, I knew it. Yeah. And
this is like, I knew about this guy. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I love seeing the big board, and I'm gonna have misses. Like, inevitably, there's gonna be guys that I was high on.
Who doesn't? NFL GMs have misses.
Absolutely, but like, it is cool. I'm glad you kind of give the shout out to that, because like you know like who you really had convictions for, and you're rooting for that guy. Like, I mean, I've had players on the Bears, and I hate it. I hate when I have players. But I'm like, but I'm still like, man, I want that guy to do well, because I like Austin Booker for the Bears. Like, I really like Austin Booker.
Right. You're rooting for the player. You're rooting for the player, not the team, because it makes me sick that Jack Sawyer is a Steeler. Like, it makes me sick. Yeah. I'm like, what is even happening? How am I going to root for him? So yeah. I totally the hatred is real for the team, but the love is real for the player.
Exactly. No, that's a great way of putting it.
Yeah. So with that said, so guys, just follow. This is the kind of content that you're going to get when you follow him. He puts out content daily, and it's good stuff. It's not puff stuff. So it's really good stuff. So with that being said, we are going to start talking about, like I said, the big guys on the other side of the ball. If you missed our first two, we talked about our offensive big guys. Now we're going to talk about some defensive big guys. And we're going to go with my favorite at number 10, Caden McDonald. So, Newt, go ahead and tell me why you love him.
So I noticed how
I had to throw that in there.
I want to put a disclaimer out right now. I did not watch Caden McDonald for this show. I watched him because Sam Keats, one of the guys that does stuff with the Draft Professor, said that he was his nose tackle 1, or maybe his nose tackle 2. Regardless, I was like, all right, I got to get eyes on this guy. For all of the 250 career snaps that he's had, he played Ohio State. So with that, there were 2 pretty prominent players in front of him in Tyleik Williams and Hamilton. And he is definitely in line to fill that Williams role. He's got the body type to do that. He's 6'3", 326 pounds. So
yeah, I have 326 too. Yeah, perfect. He's a big guy. Yeah,
he's a big dude. And so with him, there's a limited amount of film that we're able to see from him, but you love the build right away, especially from like a one tech that you want to just 2-gap and clog holes like crazy.
Yes,
I love the eyes. I love the movement skills at that size. He does what you want as a run defender. And I think, like, ultimately, there's a lot of pieces to his game where, like, I do have criticism, but it's all, like, you got to play more to figure that out.
I was going to say, it's all of the things that I had it just seemed to be experience related. Yeah. It just seemed to be that I think that if he gets the reps in, he's going to be able to clean some of that stuff up. And the biggest thing that I had was his size, that he is going to plug those holes just because of his size.
Absolutely. And he's just, you want a guy like that. And, Tyleik Williams, he's kind of a special player in the fact that ultimately he's probably going to be an early down run stopping defensive tackle. Maybe he develops into more than that, and like that's icing on the cake. But he's not going to be like I don't know 6, 7, 8 sack guy. Maybe he's does. Not. Maybe I'm wrong. But
no, I don't think he is either. That's just not his game. That's just not
exactly. And so like there's a place for that. The fact that he got drafted in the first round is a testament to how good of a run defender he was. But like ultimately, like he was a little one dimensional. If Cade McDonald can do anything that makes him like even a little bit multidimensional, he's a really fun player. I don't think he's like the run stopper that Williams was. He has the ability.
I think he can be. That's the thing. He's got such a high ceiling.
He does.
I think he's gonna have he has the potential to show out this year. Like he has the potential to pad those stats, to be that dude and to be that guy quietly. Like you said, you're not gonna see him get those sacks, but you're gonna see him stuff a lot.
Yes. I mean, so put it this way, and it's a limited number. And anytime you have a small snap count, especially as a second string guy, you're probably gonna have an inflated number. He had a stop percentage at 9.5% last year. And there's a kind of like two numbers that a lot of times you look at for defensive linemen. It's stop percentage and your win rate on true pass sets.
Yeah, your win rate, yeah.
Right. And so Dale, I'll bring it up like Bengals and Brews. We were talking about this. He said that there are two magic numbers. It's like the 10 and 20 rule. If you have a 10% stop rate and a 20% win rate on true pass sets, the hit percentage for that is like off the charts. Like if you're drafting a guy that's doing both those things, like 9 times out of 10, they're going to be just an NFL success. So McDonald at 9.5 for his stop rate, that's perfect. That's where you want to see him. He's got to continue to do it, but the dude's got a really good floor to his run component. And like you said, Heather, like the ceiling is so kind of off the charts. Yeah, exactly.
And you like watching guys like this too, because you haven't seen them a lot. And when you have seen them, you see that potential and you see that just dog in them and you see that raw talent, and getting those reps are what's going to make him better. And he is definitely one that I had as potentially having a breakout year this year.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
Let's go with The Godfather. When I saw his name, I'm like, he's not meant for football. He's meant to be living in New York City. Like,
yeah, I'll say you think he's got like a mustache and
he's not what you would think.
Nah. Yeah, no. Dante Corleone, the Godfather out of the University of Cincinnati.
So, yeah.
What do you have for measurables on him? Because we actually, I think I've got even like a larger difference in what I have.
Oh, do you? I had 6'1" at 320.
So that's what I had. I think Brugler released an article. He's actually like 6 foot and 3/8.
Okay.
And like 330 or something like that. And like he's already a tree stump at 6'1", 320.
He's
a little bit shorter, a little bit.
That's it. He's short, but he's wide.
Yeah. I mean, so he's the kind of guy that he's going to have natural leverage. He's going to have the mass to once again be able to clog up. He's another guy that he's going to be like a one tech most likely, just kind of in the role that he plays. He's primarily played that in college. Like over 90% of his snaps have been, plugging the A gap, being a 2 gap type defensive lineman. But Corleone he's a player that I think everyone would root for. And
his story alone, it's such a good story.
Absolutely. So he's had a hand, like the medical issues are kind of like what has kept him maybe at this point. He had blood clots back in the spring of 2024, and they didn't know if he was going to be able to play that year or if he was going to ever be able to play, football
ever again. Right. Anything.
Exactly. So fortunately he came back and he was able to play last year. He had an okay year by his standards. Like he really balled out in 2022 and 2023. And I think like last year he would have liked to play a little bit better, but ultimately he was kind of able to overcome adversity. He's definitely been like a media sweetheart. I've
Mhm.
never heard anything but, glowing things about Corleone.
Yes,
I don't
that's
know.
what I had. Like, just everybody loves him. That I had that he's magnetic and that makes him a good leader because people listen to
Yeah.
him.
So I have a question for you because like I live in the Milwaukee area and
Yeah.
this pertains more to basketball than football, but like I do not like Marquette at all. And I know a lot of people love Marquette Golden Eagles, and I hate them. I'm a Badger fan through and through. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Like you see University of Cincinnati, are you like, yeah, they're all right,
Yeah.
or are you like, no, it's the Buckeyes all day?
Okay, so it's the Buckeyes all day. University of Cincinnati is okay. If you ask me about the Bengals,
Well,
so
absolutely, yeah.
yeah,
As a
so
Browns fan, I would
University of
expect that.
Cincinnati, I think they're just like our little sister, right? Like
Okay,
they're okay. I think if they
okay.
were, I'm gonna make a lot of people mad. If they were great or good, even I would be a little bit more,
And I think that's like why it is for me with like Marquette, because like they're good at basketball. And that's like kind of where it flares up is like, oh, the Golden Eagles basketball team. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I don't want to hear anything
Mhm.
about it. But I know like I think I've, the Cincinnati fan base is, alive and well. And I
Oh,
was a
they hate
big
us.
supporter.
They hate us. I'll tell you
That is
that.
true. But I was
Yeah.
a big supporter of like Luke Kandra last year. Absolutely loved him. And I know a lot of people in that area were like, hell yeah, we want Luke Kandra on the
Yeah.
Bengals. Like, sign me up. So like I think Corleone, being there, being in Cincinnati and having a lot of success early in his career and then staying at Cincinnati,
It's yeah. He's
it,
he's consistent. I have
he's a
that he's
really
consistent.
yeah, he's a really likable guy. And
Yeah.
so like about his game now. So we talk about his game. He's got wrecking ball power. He is like, once again, a guy that in the run, he is going to demolish in the run. Like
What I have.
you're getting a really, really high floor player. Now, the
Yes.
flip side for McDonald is he's a redshirt senior. I don't
Mhm.
know how much more he gives you as a pass rusher, but
No.
I feel really, really good about how polished his run game is, about how dominant he is, about how long he's
Yeah.
done it. Like I think Corleone is what you see is what you get,
Yes.
where I think you're kind of getting this like late day 2, early day 3 pick. I don't know how impactful he's going to be, but I know he's going to be a rotation guy and I know he's going to be a great character guy to bring into the locker room.
So I had for his as far as technique goes, I had his pass technique relies too heavily on his rush technique.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you break that habit at this juncture. I don't know how you're going to break that habit because that's what
Yeah.
he's always relied on.
Yeah, and it's just you'd like to see him kind of grow as a pass rusher and utilize more than just a bull rush. And you want to see a little bit more because I think his athleticism is okay. It's not bad. Like he's not a bad athlete by any means,
No.
but I think that he just like he's gonna wants to run through people. He's got the strength to do that, and
Violent. I have that. Yeah.
he's violent, and he just kind of relies on that part of his game. So,
Yeah.
Ultimately. I like him. I'm rooting for him. If he balls out this year, I'm like hell yeah. But you can
Yeah. Yeah.
egg on my fit. Yeah, he's gonna go up for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I wouldn't bet on it personally, but I would bet on him to like once again give you a consistent season, give you a season where he's got a really good stop percentage, a kind of run stuffing mentality, and one where he's like able to put an offense in a tough situation on third down by what he does on early downs.
He's an anchor. He's
Yeah.
got really good anchor strength. Yeah, I just everything that I saw about him, I do think that he will do more to increase his draft stock this year because I like players like him because you're not going to get anybody that's like excessively good and you're not going to get anybody that's excessively bad.
Yeah,
What you
that's
see
true.
is what you get. You're going to have consistency. You're going to have, he's going to have a breakout game every now and then, but
Yeah.
you want that. You want that
No,
reliability.
absolutely. I think like to the point you're making, like when you have that consistency, it's comfortable. Like you can, and teams do this all the time where like, you'll make a splashy spend, but you got to have guys that can just get the job done. And
Yes.
he is that, and
Yeah.
it is valuable. You're definitely
Yeah.
right in that aspect. So The Godfather, a guy that I really like. I'm rooting for. Hopefully
it's hard not to like.
Yeah, he really is. Hopefully he balls out this season for sure.
So, okay. So when Newt and I were talking before the show, I need to know what Lee Hunter, and I have Lee Hunter, and I'm doing some disrespect. The third, I forgot to put the third, but tell me what is his nickname? What are we calling Lee here?
Have you seen the pictures of this guy?
I have
the fridge. They call him the fridge.
It's like Mike Perry.
They call this man the fridge, and he's like, I think he got nicknamed. I want to say so he started at Auburn, and then has now spent 3 years at UCF. I want to say he got nicknamed that his first year when he transferred to UCF. I could be wrong in the timing, but he is 100% embraced that. And if you see this guy,
that's fantastic.
That egg body where it's just he's got a lot of weight on his torso.
He does.
He's fun. He's so much fun to watch.
He is. So I have him. He's a big guy.
Yeah,
he's a big guy. I have him. It's 6'4", 320.
Yep, that's exactly what I have.
So I one of the things that everything that I read about him, everybody was saying how quick he was, especially for his size. So quick was the number one thing that I saw about him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even combining the power and the quickness, quick and violent, everything was quick.
So he's kind of one of those players that I have where he's very, very quick off of the jump. He's got great explosion. His speed out in space isn't the greatest.
That's exactly what I had.
And it's and that's what you want. You want that initial burst.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to be able to run down a quarterback or a running back in open space, but I just want him to be able to pop a lineman or fill a gap. And I think the burst is there. And I really like the burst. So the play speed itself is stellar when you talk about that very short initial burst. When you're out in space, not necessarily the greatest. No. You can kind of loop around him, but he's a guy, he's another guy, and we're talking, and it's inevitably how this goes. And I apologize to all of the 0 and 1 techs out there that are hey, we're kind of doing the dirty work, but the nose tackles inevitably get talked about a little bit lower, and then the pass rushers get talked about a little bit higher. But he's another guy that's probably going to be more of that 1 tech. Maybe you see he played a lot of 3 tech in college. And I think the length helps him out a little bit there. But I think he's going to be a guy that is a true run stuffer. So here's a stat for you. He had 19 stops last year, which is a really, really good mark. Anytime you're over 20, you're talking, that's phenomenal. Over the last 2 years, he's led the FBS in number of stops.
Insane. That's insane. That's insane. Well, and I think I have one of the things that I had that he has a natural ability at is he sets up his blocker. He sets up blockers, and then he can disengage. So that's just, again, that run stuff. He's really good at that because it seems to be his natural ability.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. And, you talk about one-on-ones, that stack and shed, even when he's getting double teamed. So the point of a double team, when you're talking about an offensive mind, obviously in the run game, you want to move defenders off their space.
You do.
When you get
you want to create that hole, right?
Yeah, you want to create that gap. When you talk about a double team, you are doing that. An Aaron Donald is an extreme example, but it's a good one. He's double teamed on every snap.
Right.
And Aaron Donald sometimes is beating a double team, which is stupid to do.
It is.
A sign of a really good interior defensive lineman is if you can hold a double team. And Lee Hunter does that. He's not getting moved by a double team. I don't expect him to beat it. He's not Aaron Donald.
No, he's not beating, but he's holding, which is all you would want from him.
Right. You're taking a lineman away from blocking someone else. You're not making the hole appear there, and you're helping a linebacker, fill in that space. So ultimately, the stout play and all of those pieces you really, really like to see in terms of the way that he approaches the game and what he brings kind of in those early down situations. I do have also written like there are flashes of pass rush productivity, and it's definitely a trend as like we kind of like start to move through here. Like, what do you start to bring as a pass rusher? I'm not. It's like not. It's not. Oh my god! But every now and then you're like, oh okay, like that was like you were able to kind of like get a swim move and get under there. So like it does show up, but he's another player that once again he's a redshirt senior. He's played a lot of football already. I think he's played like 1,300 snaps over his career, which is a lot.
That's a lot, and that's a tough position too. Like you're involved in a lot of plays.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I had that for some of the things that he can get stiff, and he's not the best at quick direction changes. For as quick as he is, he's not going to make a direction change because his job is to be that anchor, is to be stiff and stop them, not beat them, stop them. And you know what? I wanted to really quick. I don't want to insult anybody that's watching, but if you're watching and you're not entirely certain what some of these positions are because they're not well talked about, but a nose tackle, for anybody that needs to know, is the nose tackle is the defensive player that lines up in front of the center.
That's that guy in the green right there. That's the zero tech.
And I'm pointing like they can see what I'm pointing at. Yeah, it's the guy that lines up in front of the center. So nose tackles they're going head to head with the center. So when you hear us talk about a nose tackle, and then when you hear us talk about a 3, we're talking about defenses. So like gaps. So you have your A gap, your B gap, you have your 4-3 defense, your 3-4 defense. Your A gap is between the center and the guard, and then your B gap is between the guard and the tackle. So if you hear us talking about any of that stuff, that's what we're referring to. So
absolutely.
Yes.
So that was really, really well explained. Like I would have fumbled through that. No, I would have fumbled through. That was awesome.
Yeah, football for dummies.
I don't know if we mentioned it. He's playing at Texas Tech this year.
He is playing at Texas Tech. Yeah, he did he's a several transfer. So
yeah, he redshirt in Auburn, played 3 years in Cincinnati. He's now part of that Texas Tech, just like spending spree. Which, man, if they don't make a run at the Big 12 Conference Championship, then that's a lot of money wasted, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. Like that's yes. And I have a feeling it's going to be wasted money. Just saying. We'll talk about that later. Well, that's another show. That's a whole other show. So,
there it is. Shots fired.
Shots fired. So I'm going to move on to the next guy. So we had, it's Tim Keenan, and I want to fix something really quick because he's not a third.
He is the third.
Is he a third? Oh, okay. So I
good.
Respected him. I didn't respect our other guy. So I'm sorry, Lee. So Tim Keenan. What do you have on Mr. Tim?
So
Bama, of course. Yeah.
Bama player. He's a redshirt senior. So it has, for him, kind of taken a little bit to get on the field. Spent 3 years kind of in that rotation, which Bama's got good players. Like, let's not say it like, he's playing for, I'm gonna just demolish a school, but like he's not playing for Tulane or somewhere like that where you're like, how did it take this guy 3 years to get on the field at Tulane if he's supposed to be number 6? But he's playing at Bama, redshirt senior. He did start last year, and he started and was very good for what they needed. Like, just a dude for sure.
I want to talk about his weight. When he first got to, so I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
No, I knew where you're going with it because you're going to talk about drop the weight.
He was 380 pounds when he arrived in Tuscaloosa. He was a big boy. Our guy now, I don't know what you have, 326 pounds.
I got 324, but exact same thing. So he's been kind of like that weight room warrior. And we talked about Caden Proctor 2 weeks ago.
We did.
Some big boys at Alabama.
Yes, but it's like that's their thing. You can do not even attempt to be recruited at Alabama if you're not a big boy.
Right. But he finally kind of found his way onto the field last year. Obviously, at 326, you're talking about that once again, the A gap, that zeroed or one technique type player, he delivered. And I mentioned before, you know, that 10% mark for a stop percentage, 7.9 he was at. But he's doing that while playing an absolute absurd number of snaps for them in that season. So he's putting in those starter snaps and he's getting some really, really good results. The thing that I like about him when we lump him in with these other three players, and we talk about kind of the back half of this, because foreshadowing, we're going to talk about a lot of pass rushers in the early portion, or the second half of this. He has probably the quickest step off the line and the most athletic potential, where I didn't necessarily see it last year. It was okay. It wasn't bad by any means, but I think he could really develop into a pass rusher for sure.
So one of the things that I had read, and I had to read, like, okay, is this really a thing? Is that he has freakish ankle flexibility. And when you think about it, honestly, like when you think about it though, that's kind of important.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
I mean, you want that. Like there was a post that was shared. I don't even know who it was, but someone was sharing, it was Mike Green in the Ravens preseason game. And his ankle is like his leg's like this. If this is his ankle, this is his leg. And they're like, for all of you out there, this is what bend looks like. And
yes, that's it. That's what you're
making. Yeah.
So like I said, I was reading it and I'm like, well, okay. And then the more I looked into, I'm like, okay, that's exactly what you want. And those are the kind of natural abilities that, again, he's just, that's his thing. You can't train him to have that. And then I had that he is actually another one that holds his double teams and can occasionally beat a double team. Now, take into consideration if he's going to beat a double team against maybe a lower school, but he is holding his double teams against other SEC teams.
Absolutely. So the couple things with him, like he is, 6'2".
Yeah.
If he sees a longer guard, it does, like, they're able to just get hands on him first. And it's just going to be kind of a detriment. And all these guys, outside of Lee Hunter, all these guys are, 6'1", 6'2". It's just going to be kind of the world that you're living in if you have a little bit shorter arms. But like I'm glad you brought it, because that strength is there. Like even if they're getting on him, maybe he's not able to stack and shed like you want to, but you're not clearing him out because you're not clearing him out. Yeah, that strength profile. And so the thing that I like about him, kind of like piggybacking off that with the pass rush, is his bull rush is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah,
like right now he has just a phenomenal bull rush, and obviously there's so much strength that goes into that, but you have to understand how to leverage a player and get them off their anchor and off platform. And so, like, when you talk about him also having a little bit of that bend, a little bit of athleticism, like there's a lot there.
Well, which goes into that anchor, because he can actually, if the bend don't break, like we talk about it all the time with the defense as a whole, or the offense line as a whole, like you bend and you don't break. And that's, he seems to be the poster child for the player, bend don't break. He's gonna be flexible. He's gonna give a little bit, but he's still gonna hold that. So he's got a freakish balance too, they said.
Yeah.
And I mean, you think about it, like sometimes just putting my pants on in the morning, I'm falling. And these guys have.
I was like, where is going? What are we talking about out here?
With this, we're taking a hard left turn, guys. This is what you get late at night. We're defensive tackles after dark. No, so I fall over, like sometimes trying to put leggings.
Flip that, on. My God.
Yes. You never know what you're gonna get. We're getting more comfortable. This is show number 3. Okay, we got to take it there. So, but you have that balance. You have that hold power. You have that against big guys, against 350-pound guys that are coming at you full steam ahead. So, or you're trying to go at them full steam ahead. So he's definitely one that, this is just with Bama, the rich just get richer. They keep getting players like this. I don't understand how they do it. It's uncanny. I did have those.
If only there was another program out there that could just restock year after year. God,
I know.
what must
I
that
don't
feel
know.
like?
I don't know another one like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
we're all right,
goodness.
I guess. No, but I had that he can rush too far upfield sometimes, and he does lack the pass rush explosiveness. I think it's a theme that we see with a lot of these guys is that pass rush, and I'm not sure if that's anything that's alarming because it's not always what you want them to do.
No, and so like there's different flavors that defensive tackles come in. And inevitably just the way that the league is played, your pass rushers are going to be like the sexy players that you talk about
They
just
are.
because of how you break it down. Mason Graham
I love him. I hate what school he went to, but I love him.
but you gotta love the player.
I love him.
How does that feel like
it hurts.
Michigan to Cleveland? You're like, oh damn it.
It
not
tastes
again.
like vinegar. Like I am sick about the fact that I want a Mason Graham jersey. Like I don't love it, but I'm telling you, I'm all in on
Here we
him.
are.
I saw him up close. Oh my God, he's so good.
Yeah,
so big.
So he's phenomenal because he plays at a lower weight and he's able to impact. And I'm not lower weight. He's like 305. I think in the combine,
he's lower in comparison.
Yeah. Right in comparison, but he's like a really good weight to kind of be that like two-way player.
Yeah.
But then you get a guy like Kenneth Grant, who and I'm not trying to just throw out Michigan players, but
no, it's fine. Just salt in the wound. We're good. I had a shot before we got on here, so I'm fine. You
guys won the national championship last year.
We did. We're all right.
I'm talking about two Michigan players. Kenneth Grant, the reason that he was so intriguing was he's not the pass rusher that Mason Graham was.
Yeah.
But he's every bit the run stuffer, if not more. And he's also got that juice as a pass rusher, and he's doing it at 330 pounds. Like, when you get to be that big and you kind of just have that natural dominance as a run defender, but on top of it, you're like, hey, I'm going to get at the quarterback 5, 6, 7 times. I'm going to
add this. I'm going to add this element of my game. Yeah, and it's not natural.
Yeah, that's what makes those guys so intriguing. Like, you look the year before, Byron Murphy II, great player, really good pass rusher. He's 306 pounds. Like, he's built for that. Yes. Jerzon Newton, same thing. Like, those are players that are built to do that.
They're built for it. Yeah. Right. There's a theme. You want to be 300 pounds, guys. Stay in that 305
If you can be 300 pounds, 6'3", and just work your ass off your whole life, you're going to
You're going to be right. You're going to be on the field. It's a good position. It's a fun position. You get to just take out all that aggression. I would love to do that. So let's move on to the next before I start to get violent here. And we have all these fun names. Zane Durant.
Yeah, we go from talking about Michigan players and now talking about Penn State players. Heather's got to love this.
I'm gonna end up going and having another shot after this call or after this show because let's talk about Penn State and their great defensive players too.
Yeah,
this one's a good one.
They do.
This one's a good one. Yeah, and Zane, I think, is going to get better because he's got Jim Knowles, and Knowles is a very good defensive coach. He cranks them out. Yeah. So I think that this guy, has an even higher ceiling than where he's at. He's a little bit underweight, though.
He is, and I wonder how much of that, like, you take a look at him, and you're like, man, it's this question, can you put on 10 pounds, but how much is it going to cost you?
Well, right.
You see this guy out there and he is just flying around. Like, most guys, just like I mentioned with Keenan, they're winning with power in the middle and it's great. Like the use of hands is extremely active. I mean, like he's slapping linemen's hands away, getting at their chest. Yes. He is quick with really good foot speed. I've seen a couple counters from him. Just like really quick set up one way, and then he's able to just be quick enough to get around the other way. I've seen some dip and rip moves. And it's like, dude, did anyone tell you you're a defensive tackle out here and like executing these. And it's really, really impressive.
Right, because he flies around. I have undersized but a freak athlete, and he's got natural built-in leverage, and he is a dominant gap penetrator.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just like saying that you're a dominant gap penetrator. Like that sounds badass, right?
Oh my god. Just dominant gap penetrator. Once again, defensive tackles after dark. This is what you get here.
Yeah, I'm here all night.
Oh my gosh. But this, it's the truth of the matter is like those pieces really, really do come into it. And I think that's what makes him so intriguing is he brings such a high athletic element to it. And for me, at least, if there's anything that I'm willing to bet on for a player, it's athleticism. Like over anything. And Zane Durant has that. When I take a look at what he needs to improve upon, the power rush plan isn't there. I don't know if it'll ever be there, but it's just not. And so it kind of limits his game in that sense. And then also, we mentioned this with a couple other guys, but the pass rush plan. But you can improve upon that. So those are the things that I really do want to see him improve upon. He last year had an 8% stop percentage, which we're talking about a pass rushing defensive tackle.
I know.
That is a really good mark to be at. So just hold that, dude. Just do what you're doing. And it kind of goes to what you're saying with just he is stuffing gaps. He is not letting players get through it.
Flying around.
Exactly. And he had a 13.8% win percentage on true pass sets. So can we elevate those? Can we move those up? And now we're talking about a guy that's like a bona fide, second, first round talent, maybe.
I have him at second. I think he can go first though. And I did have that he does rely too heavily on his burst and he can stall out sometimes.
Yeah.
So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think again, that just is going to come with coaching and technique. We forget that a lot of these guys are still young and some of them really still are learning. I mean, you don't play it in high school, but you're elevated when you're going into college and you're learning how to be an NFL player.
Yeah.
When you get there. So I think he will get there.
And I'll never forget, the Mel Kiper, love him or hate him. But just, listen to him, time and time again. One of the things, oh my gosh. I mean, he's been doing this forever.
He's an encyclopedia.
He is. One of the things that he always talks about is, you get a player like this, possibly. At the end of the day, if there are coaching things that need to be addressed, you hire the best coaches in the league because they're able to do those things. They're able to teach that. A coach has to coach at the end of the day. And so, you do want to project a guy because of traits. Now, it doesn't always pan out. Obviously, a polished, ready-to-go player, love to have them, but those are far and few between. Someone like this, when you can get that, you can get those athletic traits. If you get the right coaching staff, you get the right personnel in there, you can go a long way for their development.
Well, and then you have these kids and these guys that are hungry for it and they're going to listen. They're not coming in already. I know everything. I'm the best there is. And I mean, again, that's why these interviews matter that they do in the draft, in the pre-draft, because it's I guess it's almost like interviewing for a job. When you're interviewing someone, they got the interview because they had the knowledge. Now you want to see what kind of personality fit they have. So I think Zane's going to be a good one.
No, I agree. I completely agree.
So next up, we have Daryl Jackson. So Daryl Jackson is a good player on a lousy team.
I mean, it's the truth for sure. Unfortunately, if you're a Florida State fan, I'm sorry, but it 100% is the truth. So Daryl, do you want to start with him or do you want me to?
Yeah, I don't. Big, huge frame, big guy, 6'5", 330 is what I have.
So can I expand upon that a little bit?
Please, yes. Yeah.
No, I just gotta pull up this tweet from Cole Fink. If you don't follow Cole Fink, he's an MSU guy. You should definitely follow him.
Okay.
Clay Fink, I'm sorry, I said Cole. Clay Fink, you should definitely follow him. Super knowledgeable. Clay Fink tweet about his spring measurements for Dale Jackson. 6'5" and a quarter, that is 92nd percentile. 341 pounds, that is 96th
Oh my
percentile.
God. Okay. Big
35 and a quarter inch arms, that is 97th percentile.
That wingspan.
His hands are 11 and 1/8 inches. That is 98th percentile. And to cap it all off, his wingspan, 7 feet, 2 inches. That is the longest ever for a defensive tackle. This guy is a freak.
Oh.
An absolute freak.
No, he was created in a lab. He is the guy that you look at and you say he's created in a lab.
100%.
I don't even know where he eats space. Like he eats space. 100%. You're not going to get, how are you going to, this guy just has to exist and he's going to plug holes.
Yep. So, we're talking about this. We're talking about this guy. Like, how is he not number one? And it's just
his size.
Production. Well, the size is there, but like, it's production for him.
Well, I'm saying his size is big. His size is big,
yeah.
So that does hinder some of the. I have that he's boom or bust. He's going to play high and he's going to play low, and he struggles to disengage. So you're going to see a lot of him, or you're going to see none of him.
And that's I'm really glad you brought that up, because I've got 30 total pressures last year. I think 13 of those pressures came in 2 games, maybe even more. It might have been like 15 of those pressures came in 2 games. I think it was like Ole Miss and LSU. And so when you're talking about that, you're talking about a boom or bust type player. You're talking about a guy that like 2 games out of a 12 game, 13 game season, he's giving you half of his production.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. And mind you, he's doing this next to Jordan Farmer, who NFL draft pick last year. Like, he has really good support next to him. And he then is able to kind of like maybe garnish a little bit less attention. What does that look like this year? Now, obviously, you're going to grow. You're going to get stronger, maybe a little bit quicker. But you got to be more. I don't need 9 pressures a game. If you give me 9 pressures a game, yes, like that's the greatest thing that I could probably ask for. What I would love to see is like 3 or 4 pressures a game, where like you are really impacting it on a consistent basis.
Right. And that's what he's hot and cold. So
yes.
he just needs to work on that. I mean, he has the power, he has the size, he has the strength. He's a natural leader. I had that players just flock to him for guidance, but he needs to work on the inconsistency. Yeah,
it's 100%. Like, it is the one piece of his game, because I've written down, like, he does not size aside, like the build aside, he's a freak of nature when it comes to the build. But like you pointed out, the athleticism isn't anything special. The speed isn't anything special. The production isn't anything special. He doesn't stand out in one particular area except being like a freakish human being.
That's it.
Between being well built and being a good football player. And like he's got those tools to him. And then the other thing is just like we keep coming back to it. It's his pass rush plan. Like right now, so a little bit of background on him. He started at Maryland. He then went to Miami. He then went to Florida State. After like those 3 seasons, he actually had to sit at Florida State. He said that his mother was in poor health, and that's why he transferred to Florida State. I believe it 100%. Florida State.
You don't go to a school like that. You don't go to a school.
Yeah.
I'm not dumping on anybody's school, but I'm just saying they did not have a good year last year.
Right. And so like he goes there, Florida State's in his backyard. He went there to be with his mother. 100% understand that. NCAA unfortunately said, hey, no, you can't play this year. And it's kind of an unfortunate situation to be in. Played last year, played okay in those couple games, like good in those couple games, and then just like okay throughout. But like when you look at the tools, it's like, dude, it's all there. Put it together now. And I think like maybe now a little bit of consistency. You're like stepping back into the same program on like a second year, which unfortunately you haven't done up to this point. You talk about the leadership. That's a big thing when you've only been in that program for this is your third year and you didn't even play your first year. That's huge. So I think, we're talking about Darrell Jackson Jr. as like boom or bust type player. The boom
is
so
big.
High.
Yeah, the boom is nuclear. Like that's a bomb. So I think that he just works on, and I don't know if he's going to get that this year. I don't know if he's going to get some of that consistency, but I think that he'll get better.
Yeah.
He'll show enough that he's going to be drafted high.
Yeah. And I'm hoping for him. I think he's been a intriguing player to like see go throughout the process. We'll see what happens with him, moving forward.
So we have Christian Miller.
Of course, you have to have a Bulldog on this list.
I know.
Yeah, maybe you hate to see it, maybe you love to see it. But to no one's surprise, there's going to be a Georgia player here.
Right.
Right.
That's just the SEC though, too. Honest to God, that's just the SEC. Like there are certain schools and there are certain that they're just known for these types of players, and Georgia is one of them. I mean, this guy is he's another 305 pounds. That's what I have, 6'4".
Yep. 305, 6'4". That's exactly what I have. And I mean, you look at him and so he's a fun player to me. And there's, a vein of, and I mentioned before, like, we don't really have that, one tech anymore. Christian Miller's got a high floor as a run defender. Like he's got a really, really high floor as a run defender where you're like, okay, are you just an early down guy? But he has that athletic prowess to him to be, thought of as, what can you develop? I'm not comparing him necessarily to Michael Williams, but I think it's going to exist like a guy that's a high floor run defender that needs to develop a pass rush plan to kind of be that impact player and plays for Georgia. I mean, like kind of the writing is on the wall a little bit there. So I think when you take a look at him, you're taking a look at, and I use Michael because of those comparisons where he's got a high floor as a run defender, but the tools and the traits are there for him. Like he's got good play speed. He's got good athleticism. He's got like the twitch off the line and the tenacity in his pass rush is just extremely evident. Put it together. Like, I don't want to talk about you as number 10, 12 on this list because you're just a high floor run stuffer that doesn't offer more. I want to talk about you in like the full ability that you have. Yeah.
Right. The whole thing.
Yes.
I have that he's pro ready, that he is actually pro ready. He's heavy hands, great lateral movement. He just doesn't quit. There is no quit in him. So he is durable in that sense. He did have shoulder surgery in 24 and he's been out in spring ball. So that's going to be interesting to see how that injury plays out. Yeah.
So he had the injury. I think it ended his 24 season, but then he had the surgery. So like I've got a medical check mark on him. Unfortunate for sure.
Oh, that does though, because this position is one that you get beat on a lot. So certain injuries like that. So a shoulder injury, I think probably would cause some pause for some of the scouts and some of the people looking at him, but you never know. I mean, he could come in and he could shock everybody and act like nothing even happened. But I do know that he has missed some spring practices and they're pretty tight-lipped about, well, fall just started, so you're not sure where he's at now. And I do have that he does play too high sometimes because he does get worn out.
And he's 6'4", and you
right.
You don't want it, but you kind of I guess
you can say, okay, it's a higher it's high for a 6'1" guy, but that might be his natural. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, we talked about it last week a little bit. If you have an injury, we're going to be fixated on that while you have the injury. The farther you get from that injury, just the better it does for you. So if Christian Miller goes this entire year, has no injury, we're good. Like, I'm happy. I don't care that he had the shoulder in the spring of 2024 because, hey, he played a full season and he showed that he was able to be back from that.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can come back. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are going to go into our top 3 here. Caleb Banks.
Do you want to start with him, or because he's a really buzzy type player.
He is, and I think it's because he's big. He's the
massive.
Biggest one that I have as far as he's let's just see 6'6", but his weight isn't. What do you have for his weight? I had 325.
That's exactly what I have.
So for his size,
looks like a defensive end.
Yeah,
he looks like defensive end out there, like 100%. Yeah.
So for his size, I don't have that. He's tall, but his weight at 325, he just it's a good proportion. He doesn't look stocky, big, unhealthy. It's not like coming in at 380 pounds.
And I talked to someone like the other draft professors, and I was like, do we think he's actually even 325? And they're like, like the guy is 6'6". Like, he just wears his weight really well. Like, I think he is. And it kind of tricks you because he is so tall that, and he's, kind of, I'm not trying to like joke at Lee Hunter, but there's a different body build between Lee Hunter and Caleb Banks. And
there is.
And Caleb Banks, he wears his weight so well.
He does. So that's the thing. Like, he's tall. He looks lean though. He looks really mean and ready. Like, you look at him and you're like, okay, he's a football player. He's ready. He's out there, and he's a good one because of how he carries it, because of how in shape and how fit he is. And I have that. He's huge, physical, but athletic. And that's what you want. You want that. They're big, but they work it. They carry it. They do the things that they're supposed to. They don't play like they're a tree.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and with him, like, he's good enough in run defense. Like, he's not Christian Miller in run defense. Like, we're kind of talking about Christian Miller. Like, he could be a little bit of a unicorn where you get that really high run, really high pass. Caleb Banks is serviceable in run defense, but that length, that size, it's like, it's a defensive end right there. Like, you're kind of built. I mean, like, that's a lot, but the weight is bigger than a defensive end, but the length, like, you don't get that just by, just kind of having about it. It's really impressive what he can do with that. And then to the point you made, the athleticism, the lateral speed that he has is incredible.
Yeah, and I have game wrecker. He's a game wrecker. Yes. And that's like so fun. I mean, when you're watching as a fan and you're watching this guy and he is going to make a hit and it's going to be clean and it is going to be you're going to slow that down, and he is that guy. He's that guy that you're going to watch that replay and you're going to say, when he hits, you're going to be, I felt that sitting on my couch eating Cheetos. Like, he's that guy. He's just so explosive and powerful, and it's natural. No, it's natural.
It's wild, like, how he's built. And, like, to kind of give a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. That's not really a curtain because it's open facing, but, Daryl Jackson Jr., for all of the measurables that I listed, of course, he has a 7 for build for me. Caleb Banks still got a 7 for me. Like, is he necessarily like the freaky freak that Daryl Jackson Jr. is? No, but like
No,
guys built this way do not come around every draft cycle.
they don't.
Like,
Does his low production bother you though? Because I do have that for his athletic ability and his kind of freakish build, he does have some low production. So 4.5 sacks in 2024, which that's not that bad, but for his ability, does that concern you?
So I think like I look at it in two ways. The outcome that like with the sacks, yes, I would love to see that be a lot higher because we're going to talk about a couple of guys.
Yes.
Or we're going to talk about a guy coming up that has a lot more than that.
Yes.
And it's not egregious that he only has 4 sacks. 4 sacks for an interior defensive lineman is not bad. Like that's actually a pretty decent mark.
I agree.
And so like, but like I like the way that you phrased it, like a guy of his size. When we're looking at a guy that's this freaky,
yes.
Do we want more? Yes. Here's the point I'll make though. His win percentage on true pass sets, I brought it before, is that magic mark of 20%, like literally dead nuts. So is he winning? Yes. Does he need to finish? Yes. Yeah. I think that's kind of like that middle ground where we get to where we say, okay, you're doing the things off of the snap to be explosive, to show off that lateral quickness, to show off that length. Now, how can we like just get from point A to point B and really change the game? Because a pressure, yes, it's impactful. It affects the game of football. A sack, it completely changes a drive. Like,
it does.
I don't know. I don't know the stats on like conversions per sack. Like if you have a sack on,
if you have a sack, how many times did they get a first down out of that? It's usually a massive loss.
Yeah,
I mean, unless you have like a Lamar Jackson and he's going to run and it's going to be a sack for 1 yard. Like that's.
I kind of want to, you know what? I'm going to look this up and I'm going to tweet it out tomorrow.
But like, and I will retweet you. I'll retweet you.
I'm going to hold you to that. But I'm kind of curious about that. Like if you get sacked, what's the percentage of a conversion? Because I think that's the biggest thing. Caleb Banks is changing the way that a quarterback is able to operate with that win percentage. But
a game wrecker. A game wrecker.
Yeah, he is. But it really affects the game when you get that sack and you get home there. 4 sacks is not bad.
No. That's
really makes a difference,
it really
though.
Isn't.
Yeah.
I think he probably gets unfairly judged because of his size. Yeah. It almost works against him in a sense because you expect more out of him than you would even a Christian Miller or a Zane. You're going to expect more out of Caleb than you are a Zane just because of the size difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zane had 4 sacks last year as well. And
he did, and no one said, we did. I didn't even bring it up because I thought, well, 4 sacks for that. That's pretty good.
Yep.
So
I will say, so one of the things with him that he absolutely has to clean up is his tackling percentage. He had a 26% missed tackle rate last year. And
I said he disappears sometimes.
There are some times where I'm just like, dude, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
And it's kind of a theme, like we didn't bring up with a couple of these guys. But there are a couple of guys where it's like, if you're over 20%, you have to bring that down. And last year, I was a little bit harsher on Derek Harmon because of that. So like to kind of put it in perspective, Derek Harmon is a very good football player. Yes, I know he plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I know.
For all you Cleveland fans out there, I apologize. Yeah. But Derek Harmon's a really good football player.
You're to me tonight, aren't you? We're talking about Michigan. We're talking about Penn State. We're talking about Pittsburgh. Good God.
You brought up Jack Sawyer earlier too.
I did.
To be fair.
I did. I opened that can of worms.
But the point I'm making is I might judge players a little bit too harshly on a missed tackle percentage. Man, there's when you can stop a play with a 1 yard loss versus a 3 yard gain, that's a huge difference. So
it's again, Well, that for the novice, if I think most of the people who are watching something this in depth knows football, but we're talking about, 3-yard gains, those short bursts burn you. They burn you because it just sets up. It sets up so many things. So when you're
the difference
missing those,
between 2nd and 11 and 2nd and 7 is
huge. Now you have a run option. Now you've got your playbook is open.
Yeah.
2nd and 11, you've got to open it. You've got to open it up a little bit more in the passing game. And
your defense might be like, hey, let's can we get a dime look out there? Can we get 5-6 defensive backs out there? It's very, very different.
Yep. So this next guy, I'll be completely honest with you. When I was looking, I have him. I'm in a flip-flop. I would have had him as my number 1.
Shut up. Stop it. You stop it right now.
No, I mean it.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious. I would have had him. I would have flip-flopped these guys.
I thought I was the conductor for the Aaron Graves train. Here's my hat. That's insane. I can't believe that.
Yeah. I would have had him at number 1, but go on.
Oh, I love it. So here,
I like him.
So he's 6. So Aaron Graves, I've got a ton on his background. We can get into that a little bit. 6'4", 300 pounds. He's out of Iowa. A lot of people will say that I love Iowa players, and unfortunately, I do. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love Iowa players.
The big guys. Yes.
I mean, we're going to talk about a guy next week, but we've talked about Gennings Dunker. We talked about Logan Jones last week. We're talking about Aaron Graves. And like I said, there's going to be a guy we're going to be talking about next week who's really, really good from Iowa. Those trench players in Iowa, they are absolutely different. But since you are hey, DT1, tell me why I'm wrong in putting him at number 2.
Because I feel like he's a bit more complete. I feel like he has the pass rush. He's a better pass rusher and than anybody that we've talked about. And I do think that he does have I won't tell you guys who number 1 is. I'll just say I think he has a better pass rusher than the number 1 guy. Not by much. I'm talking little things.
Yeah,
and
everything's marginal.
And he's still a good run blocker. 6 sacks in 24. He's got great hands, and he's really good with both A and B gaps. And everything that I've seen, most of these guys are good at A gap, they're B gap, they're a 3, they're a 4. I feel like Aaron is a little bit more versatile. I feel like he can play that A gap. He can play that B gap. He could play the 3. He could play the 4. He started 38 games. He is so durable. He is going to be out there.
He did that at Iowa where they have their seniority rule. And he's still hey, I'm a dude. Get me in here. And
you are going to regret it if you do not put me on that field. And that's he commands it with his play. Now I know that he does get fatigued a little bit, but he's out there a lot of snaps. I would, and he can be too upright sometimes, but again, he's 6'4". So how much of that has to do with his size? Exactly. I just think that he's got some of the little things that you want to see. Like I said, the durability, the pass rush ability, the run block ability. He seems to be more complete. Plus he's, like I said, the A and B gap. I think he's more complete, and you can plug him in anywhere you need him, and he's going to go in willingly.
Oh, I love it. I love everything that you said about him. The only thing I have to add are the negatives, but I don't want to. So
no, go ahead. I won't yell at you because I do.
No, but I will say this, another piece I'll add on, and I think it'll tie into a lot of the things I'll talk about with his background. His background is really cool. So he's such a high motor player, which you see that out of Hawkeye players. They're just players that come from Iowa and play for Iowa they're built differently. They're freaks, and they just kind of they march to the beat of their own drum.
They do.
God, are they good football players? They really, really are. So Aaron Graves, for everything that Heather just said, nail on the head. Perfect. Love it. If we take a look at like his, like, hey, how did he get to this point? Number one, if you take a look forward, he's got multiple preseason All-American and All Big Ten nominations through Athleon, Phil Steele, PFF, whatever you want to look at. Like a number of them exist out there. Last year, he was an All Big Ten honorable mention. He also won the Iowa All-Team Hustle Award, which I'll point this out. Anyone, if you're going to look at South Carolina or Iowa, they do the best job in the world of listing off individual accolades for players. Shout out to those two schools. I really appreciate that. But going back to Graves, 2-time academic All Big Ten. Have we ever talked about that with a trench player and how important that is?
Right. We talk about it every show. It is it's so critical. It's so critical.
You have to have the between the ears.
Yes.
And then, so now that's collegiate career, high school, 2-time high school Adidas All-American, the 2021 high school Iowa Gatorade Player of the Year. That means that you are the best football player in the state of Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Graves, congratulations. You're that. Even better. Let's double down on that. 2021 Max Preps National Male Athlete of the Year. National Male Athlete.
And look at the position that he plays. I think that's the context. Yes. I think that's the context that we need to. This isn't a popular position. This isn't one that we talk about all the time. This isn't the skill player position. It's not an offense. This is a tackle. He's a defensive tackle.
He's a dude.
Yes.
So, to be fair, he did play two ways in high school. He did have, I want to say, snaps on offense, but he was also, fun fact, the punter for his high school team. He holds high school records for career sacks, tackles, the longest punt, and the longest punt average. This guy, I mean, like,
he was born for this. Like, he came out ready to play.
Do you remember talking about Scatable last year and like the punting? Like just kind of like the silly stat. It's like the things that go into it.
Yeah.
Let's add on to it. He was a high school basketball player. He was a high school wrestler and track and field. He holds the school shot put record. And on top of all of these athletic achievements, he earned an associate's degree in high school before he graduated. Like this guy,
he does everything. He literally does everything. Yeah. Well, it's and know that he's not going to do something unless he's going to be really good at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like human beings are not made this way. Like I watched his film, graded him out and everything before I even saw a shred of anything like for his academic and athletic background. And then I'm like reading all this. I'm like, it makes sense. Like you watch the guy in film, you're like, holy shit, this guy is.
He is him.
The motor, the IQ.
Yes.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, and I have that he's NFL ready. He's going to see the field early.
I love it. So apparently we're going to my number one, your number two.
We're going to go to your number one. I could have been a jerk about this and no, I'm changing it, Newt. We're going to do my number one guy. No.
Hell
we're going to do your number one guy, which I mean old Peter, he's really good. Like Peter Woods. Come on.
Yeah, he's not bad.
That is a name. I love it. He's good. He's really good too. And you can flip-flop them. So you get to tell me about why old Pete is your number one.
So I'm going to preface with this a little bit. Peter Woods has a blue chip grade for me. Like, I think Peter Woods is a really, really good player. Like I'm talking about,
he's a dude.
Think about Jalen Carter and when he came out.
Okay.
I'm throwing the Peter Woods name around like.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, like I think he's really good. So 6'3", 315 pounds.
So he's perfect size. He's a good size.
The size is perfect.
Yeah.
Fun fact, he played 12% of his snaps at 5 tech last year. And I want to say like 30% of his snaps at like 7 or 9 tech, which
Really?
yeah, he played like the first 4 or 5 games as a defensive end. They put him out there and they're like, hey, just get after the pass or get after the passer. And he's like, yeah, all right, sounds good.
Okay, I'll
do
take
that.
it. I'll do it.
And he did okay. Like he's 315 pounds out there rushing from the edge. And I absolutely made sure that I watched one of the games with that. I think it was the Pitt game. I watched Pitt and Virginia. I think it was the Pitt game. He was rushing from the edge. And it's like, he's not bad. Like there are a couple of edge rushers that I've already graded where I think he could be better than them just at that. But naturally, you can obviously tell from the size 6'3", 315 pounds, he's built to be a defensive tackle. And when Dabo was finally like, oh, shit, I should move this guy into 3 tech.
I need to move him, yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to just be an absolute monster for you. So once again, I bring up
and that's the number one thing that I had is that can and has played anywhere.
Oh yeah, like I mean, like up and down the line. Like he'll play 1 tech for you. Ideally, he's built to be a 3 tech. Like he is built to crash in on like an even front and be just an absolute game wrecker. I think he could play at an odd front and be a defensive end at that 4-eye spot. And you know, kind of like Jalen Carter does that a good amount. And, you know, I'll probably keep going with those comparisons, but that's
high praise.
Tackles, I mean, he between the tackles, he's so much fun. You know, I mentioned the 10 and 20 mark earlier in the show.
Yeah.
9% stop percentage, 22% win percentage on true pass sets.
Well, and that's huge. That's huge because like you said, when you're putting it into perspective, look at the number of snaps that they play. Yeah. And so relatively speaking, that's very high. That is very, very high. So yeah, you want the 10% is great, but 9 is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not gonna bat an eye at 9. And I will say he was injured for a portion of the season. He got, let's see here, I think it was Appalachian State. Appalachian State that he got injured in this last season, week 2, and he had to sit out, I want to say like 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, I had 3, I think.
Okay, so 3 games he had to sit out. So he did, when he returned, he stayed at that edge position.
He did. I have him I had an edge.
Yep. And then I actually lied. So Pittsburgh was the first game he played defensive tackle.
Okay.
And so he played defensive tackle for about 5 games. And he played outside for 6 games. And Virginia would have been the one I watched with him outside. And he, once again, stellar at both. There are solid grades. If you look at like PFF numbers and just kind of quick at a glance, like both of them on each side of the split, he's solid.
And the one thing that he got like high grades on is he's a great hand fighter. So he's going to get in there. Yeah. He's going to get in there and he's going to get you.
Yeah. I have 2 complaints about him. He needs to convert more pass rushes or more pass rush wins.
I have that he's just too predictable. He's too predictable of a pass rusher. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then the second thing is he's just got to lower his missed tackle rate. He had a 16.7 missed tackle percentage. Bring that down. Have it closer to single digits. I'm not saying it's got to be there, but like get it a little bit lower, and I'm happy with that. But like that's it.
What about his tackles? He has a low tackle for loss. Like he doesn't tackle for losses. So I think he probably needs to work on that a little bit because, like we talked about the sacks, but tackles for losses, you kind of need that too. So I have that. I think he had 1 in 2024. Is that what
tackle for loss? I mean, I do not have that written down, but
that's what I saw.
You looked it up, I believe you, man.
Yeah. Well, you believe everything you read on the internet, right? So that's, I had that he needs to work on that.
And I would believe that. And I think it goes back to like a productivity point. Like, you are winning as a defender, get home, just like finish the play. And you know, then we're there.
Hey, you guys, our top 10, and we mostly agree, but that was a fun debate on one and two.
Mostly agree.
Yeah, well, on one and two,
I thought I was driving the Aaron Graves train, and Heather's like, yeah, nah,
no,
not
I'm
today.
The conductor. Toot toot. Unscripted.
I love it.
So this was great. This was awesome. Thank you guys to everybody that was watching. What a fun position to talk about. So fun to talk about, because again,
it's like the best position to talk about. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's so, because these are the dudes. These are the guys that are going to disrupt the game, like we talked about, that are going to change the trajectory of an offensive plan, and it can change with one play. So these are the guys that you really want to watch. Newt, tell us just one more time. You're not Peter Woods. I'll go ahead and put where we can follow you. We do, both of us, I put the draft, NFL draft fanatic, no I in fanatic, because Newt and I, this is how
you got it there. There it is.
Yeah.
This
is how we connected. And
I mean, first and foremost, if you guys like are interested in anything, like anything draft related, please give a follow to @NFL Draft Fanatic. Like Heather said, no I in fanatic. The Draft Professor is probably the best source out there for daily draft content. And the founder of it, Jim Wickens, is so genuine, so relatable. Like, everything he does, like, he is just like, hey, I want to appeal to anyone and
yes.
everyone that is willing to listen.
Yeah, he gave me a chance, you guys. He gave me a chance, and now I'm talking about nose tackles and A gaps and B gaps. I didn't know what the hell that was. Like, you're gonna accidentally learn some stuff.
Yeah. So seriously, like NFL Draft Fanatic, no I am fanatic. Jim and everything that he runs is awesome. I'm on there starting up in late October.
Yeah.
With we're gonna start doing position rankings. But he's got previews for like every big college football game going throughout the fall. Heather, are you doing anything with the Ohio State games with him?
I am. August 27th. Okay. I will be doing
nice.
I'll be doing a preview. So you're going to be seeing me on there too. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, seriously, like, just like huge shout out to my guy, Jim. But you can follow me at NFL Draft _Weston on the app formerly known as Twitter. All of the things that I have published, my website, my prospect grades are pinned and linked on there. Feel free to click on them. And if you get a chance and you really like it, go ahead and follow along.
Yeah, I cannot overstate this enough, Newt. Like, I know it's going to sound like lip service, but we've done a lot of shows together. Yeah. You know, we got a good rapport. I did not know you before I did a show on the Draft Professor. And I want to tell you guys, if you want someone that's going to break it down and give it to you in understandable terms and nothing technical and the actual meat and potatoes of it, follow Newt. I cannot overstate this enough. You're so good at all of this, and you're so relatable, and, you know, give Newt a follow, please. And follow me at your own risk.
Yeah. I love Buckeyes. Come on, let's get a little love there.
Yeah, like, I don't know, follow me at your own risk. If you're watching here, unfortunately, you guys are following me. So I do like a lot of nonsense stuff, but we're getting into football season now, so I'm gonna make a lot more enemies, I'm sure, you know, blowing my mouth off and and popping off
team and that team and the Badgers suck.
Yeah, I don't hold back. I don't hold back. I do not hold back. I am not a lady.
It is zero filter. I will attest to that. There is no filter on her page.
Yeah. And I posted something earlier. I don't know if you saw, there was somebody that had said something about men who.
Oh, I saw that. Like, weddings?
About weddings in the fall, and they don't want to go to weddings in the fall because of I gotta find this, because this.
I saw this. I have a story to tell you. You find it,
Yeah,
and then
well,
I have a story to tell you.
It says hot take: dudes that get upset about fall weddings because they can't watch football are selfish and immature. And I'm like, hot take: fall weddings are stupid, and chicks get upset about it too. Get married on a Monday at noon, because that's the only sensible thing to do. I'm not coming to your stupid wedding on college football Saturdays or NFL Sundays. Don't ask me.
I got two things on this. Number one, I got married on the 14th of October. So, number one, there's a Thomas Rhett song about it. If you know, you know. And
I do. I like Thomas Rhett.
I swear to God, that song came out like a month before our wedding, and we're like, this is the craziest thing in the world. But like number two, I have a buddy that got married. It was in October, and his dad, season ticket holder for the Packers, lifelong Packer fan. Like, he's missed, since he's been a season ticket holder, 2 games. I think one was for like he had surgery and he couldn't leave the hospital. And the second was, I'm pretty sure there was like a wedding for someone in St. Louis. Maybe I'm wrong here, but he got married an hour south of Green Bay. His dad obviously was there, and, you know, I hung out with him and everything. His dad drove it the next day, and his then, like, now wife, he was like, is your dad going to hang around and, like, do stuff with us the next day? And he goes, no, he's going to the Packer game. And she goes, wait, really? And he goes, yeah, he doesn't miss the Packer game for anything.
No, you don't.
Like, that's the mentality when you're in that type of situation.
Full on respect. So just a little nugget. I don't share a lot of personal details, and I'm not going to share what my status is now or anything. But when I had gotten married a long time ago, it was on a Monday. It was in September on a Monday. And I wasn't going to.
Buckeyes playing Saturday, Browns playing Sunday. Both those dates are out.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't share because of the creepy DMs. So we'll go ahead and end it with that. Next week will be Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday that we had said, the 19th.
I think it was Tuesday
at 9:00. Stay tuned. I'll put something out. Yeah, it's next week sometime. It's early next week sometime. We're going to and
it is in fact Tuesday. It's Tuesday the 19th. My dumbass like screwed up this week, and
no, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
and then I ended up having a power outage yesterday. It was a whole thing yesterday. So
yeah.
We're gonna talk about, what are we talking about next week?
The edge.
The edge, defensive edges, right?
Which is a fun class. It's a deep edge. Like
yeah. And I'm gonna try to find some film that I can show without copywriting, because these are some hits. Like, we're gonna see some, like, we're gonna talk about some dudes. So I cannot wait. And you need to send me the list. So with that being said, stay tuned to see us next week. We are so glad that you joined us, and thank you, everyone. Now I can say good night.